Hey everybody, it's Ed. The future is now, and the future is a potential breakout for Tesla. First thing I wanted to talk about, and this pattern may look familiar because in the last video, or a couple of videos ago, we saw the flag pattern, okay? Well, this is an inverted flag pattern, reverse flag pattern, however you want to call it. You can see the scenario. It broke down, and then it kicked back up and down, and it's moving sideways in this flag wedge pattern. Okay, normally, once again, in an inverted, it's negative. Okay, it leans to the downside. The risk is to the downside, meaning that percentage wise, if you had to break it down, I try to break everything down into percentages. So if percentages was like 60-40 or 70-30, I would bet on this being like 60-40, meaning 60% chance of breaking down, maybe 40% chance of breaking up. And the breaking upside is because it's still in a big long-term upward trend for Tesla. So the break upside, I would think is about 40. The breaking downside, and I think the main part of the breaking downside is 250,000 pre-orders. If you really look at them, that's pre-orders. How many are they really going to materialize? 50,000, 75, maybe 100. I think 100 would probably be the max that they could actually out of those orders. Granted, they still have a couple more years, but that's a low amount. Analysts didn't like that, okay? If they would have hit 1 million in the first week of pre-orders, I never would have been out. It never would have been below this to any extent. It would have been up into here. It might have been up to 390 or 400. Because the analysts wanted to see direct competition to Ford, GM, and Dodge when it comes to trucks. They wanted to see that. They didn't get it. They got this niche product as far as they were concerned. So it's driving into this sideways fashion again, like what we were talking about before. So do people want to sell the stock? I mean, not really, because it's low. It's valued at 330 now, 333. It's a cheaper valuation. So people are thinking, oh, it's good to have it here. Do they want to buy it? They're a little worried potentially that, that what's going on with their sales in the next couple months potentially. So it's moving in the sideways. I don't know if it's going to kick out, but I do think that within a couple days, you'll probably see it kind of moving one way or the other. So it's very similar. Let me expand this so you can see the other flag pattern. The other flag breakout pattern did almost the same thing. It drops and then starts skipping up, and then it broke up. This dropped and it started skipping up. So, is it going to break back up again? I don't know. But this was off of positive earnings. This was off negative analysts about the Cybertruck release. So this was all Cybertruck release. So anyway, so this is, I'm not saying it's going either way, but you can see the 20-day moving average, and it's still below that. Today it kicked down a little bit, but not a ton. It ended at 332, I guess. So anyway, that's how I see it. Within a couple of days, you're going to see something, and I think if I was getting in, it may be in. Could be in at like the 345, 350 range even before I jump back in and see some positive, or even before it skips. If it breaks that, the moving average high, and it skips it, then I'm all for that. I love that. When it bounces that moving average up, that's a good spot because a lot of times it kicks up for days at a time. And then for downside, like we're out now, so I'm waiting, and if it heads down, then I'm going to wait until it turns over that moving average to start buying in at a lower valuation. Or you can nibble down. I never like buying going down, but the exception to that rule is if you're nibbling, okay, bite size. So buying like 2 shares, 5 shares, another 5 shares, 4 shares, whatever, going down, and then you buy in for 40 or 50 or 60 shares when it crosses going up. So you nibble a little bit maybe going down, and then you can load in if that's what you want to do. So that's the one kind of exception, because I'm not a big fan of buying going down, but I don't see Tesla going out of business. So it's not something that's like, oh, it's never going to come back again. No, if anybody's seen any of my other videos, they know I'm pro Tesla as far as long-term stock situation. I could basically just load up right now, close my eyes for 2 years, and wake up with more money in the account. Okay, I can almost bet with 99% certainty that that would happen. That's my percentage, not 60-40, but 99, 98% chance of that happening over 2 years potentially. They would have to have all kinds of catastrophic things to happen for that not to happen. So anyway, I wanted to get into that, but I also wanted to go over some of the comments on the Cybertruck. Okay, so I had some top 10 comments, and the number one comment is going to get a free product. So we're just going to ship them out, or they get a free product off of eBay or Amazon, one of our stores. So we just wanted to, I don't know, we want to find ways to give back, so we're working on that. But anyway, number 10, Benjamin Meza said, all trucks are boxy. Were you expecting a car? Just because at first it looks like one. I wasn't expecting it to look the way it did, and it did look like a car. At first, it looked more like a car than a truck. But anyway, I mean, that's just, once again, back to the visual look of things. So anyway, I like that comment. And then Anti-Comment Warrior said, I too would like them to take off the triangles off the side of the bed. It would actually appeal to truck people. I still like it either way. So appealing to truck people, he's absolutely right. It would sell potentially millions. If they just do some little adjustment, I think they could sell millions, or even, 2, 3, 400,000 of these units every year. If they can just kind of knock off that, I don't know, I guess unconventional look. If they make it slightly more conventional, it doesn't have to be conventional, just make it slightly more conventional. So that was a good comment. Let's see. Awesome video. I did exactly the same. One thing to consider is the rise in crime when a lot of jerks are driving around in a scratch-proof, dent-proof, bulletproof armored vehicle. This really made me think. I'm like, I don't think Elon really realized what he did, but he built a crime vehicle. He did. He built a crime vehicle. Super quiet, super stealthy. If it's in total black, it can go off-road, slip away almost super quietly. He almost built accidentally like a criminal's vehicle. So I don't think he thought about that, and I never thought about it until I think Walt mentioned it. When Walt mentioned this, I was like, wow, that's a good point. So anyway. Number 7, James Bell. I think we're looking at the whole EV towing conundrum all wrong. Everyone is convinced that when you are towing something, you are going to lose precious range. I know from experience that when I'm towing, it's Murphy's Law. That's when I need massive range. Because we are dealing with electric drivetrains, it opens up to a whole new opportunity for innovation moving forward. Okay, he also had a lot more to say. I just put this part of it down, but go to the last video, check it out. He has a lot of knowledge. He added a bunch of great concepts on this, but I definitely wanted to mention that. I wanted to mention James Bell on that one because he had a really detailed post on that, and it was super interesting. Peter Wakeman posted, shower in or outside shower water tank. I just thought when he said this, the first thing I saw was water tank. This is perfect. They need a water tank for that vehicle. You need 10, 20, 30, 50 gallons, 100 gallons of water carrying in that. So if you are out in the middle of nowhere in some deep, outward bound, I don't know, trek in Utah or some mountainous terrain or whatever, I think that having a water tank in there, because you can live for 30 days or so approximately without food, but you really can't live without water. So I think that's a great concept, the water tank. Whether it be for showering or whatever, I think it's just you need the water as a survival maintenance. That's great. Let's see, Anti-Comment Warrior. Okay, seriously think police departments are going to be forced to consider the Cybertruck. It will save lives, drive fast, off-road on the fly, and it will keep all their guns, medic kits safely in storage. Police cars have hardly no protection against bullets. My nephew is in the police force, and I think about that, so I'm going to talk to him more about that to see what his viewpoint on it. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'm definitely going to talk to him about that and see where, in that mode, and he trained military as well, so to see what he really thinks long term about that truck and what it could do for the police department. So that was a good comment as well. Number 4, You guys must own a gold mine. Okay, the only reason I put this on, we don't own a gold mine. But if the market turns over, and I mean the Dow, the S&P, NASDAQ, if the market as a whole turns over, gold is a good solution, is a good place of safety. So gold usually moves inversely with the market. Not always. It depends on what gold you're doing, if it's gold mining or if it's a gold ETF or what it is. You've got to look into it. So it's something you got to study a little deeper, dive deeper into, what you're investing in. But gold is a good place for safety, and I think I'm going to start studying it actually pretty soon and doing more research on what gold ETF or stock that I want to be involved in when the market turns over, because a lot of people move their money to gold instead of stocks. Okay, so that's just something to think about. Let's see. Number 3, Mike Wang says, October sales. Okay, this is one I disagree with, but I like the comment. Okay, October sales low is typical first month of the quarter thing. Tesla always does. They have lots of promotion at the end of September to squeeze the buyer from October to make the second quarter target. November should be better. I saw wait time is increased and they increased the price in October, indicating high demand. December should be crazy in the US because the last federal tax incentive will be gone next year. That I believe in for sure. That tax incentive, people are going to want to grab onto that. Your stock analysis and strategy is okay. Come on, just okay? The question is, if it bounces back up from here, when are you going to buy back? And I mentioned that it just depends. If it kicks and goes up from here, it looks like it's into 342 range. 343. I mean, it could be, I might set a buy somewhere at 345, depending. We'll see kind of how this plays out again, because I guarantee in the next couple of days, you're going to see something. Unless it just kind of works right down into the point. I don't know. We'll see. This is always fun. I always like these flag patterns. It's always fun to see where it breaks. Does it break high? Does it break low? This is hard to predict. That's why it's going sideways. Nobody knows if it's going up. If everybody thought it was going up, you'd see it going up. People would be buying. If everybody thought it was going down, you'd see it already tanking down and people would be selling. So nobody knows what's happening. Nobody really is figuring it out, so it's going sideways. And sideways will just chop you up like sheep. You don't want to be doing things sideways. Granted, now it doesn't cost to get in and out of the market, so you're not spending money on trades. But I had a trade account that it was like $32 to get in, $32 to get out. If you keep trading in and out constantly, you'll just go broke trading. So anyway, but that's not the case anymore. Schwab has zero trading, so it's all good. I mentioned that before on the first video. It was $5 to trade, and now it's zero. It's free trading. It's great. So I'm just a big fan of it. Let's see. Now, number 2, the Nave. Even if only 1/3 of the 250,000 pre-orders follow through, it still indicates a multi-billion-dollar market niche. And I think Gally was mentioning that on Hyperchange. He's got a great channel. Always check his channel out. He has great research. Okay, he's a great researcher, and he knows a ton about Tesla. But anyway, he was mentioning that too. It's still, we don't know exactly how many of those are going to put together. Like, are they going to sell 50? Actually, 100? Even half? Or half of those going to convert? There's no really way to know on that, but I think there's going to be a lot more selling over time. Like, I think they'll easily get to 500,000 within 2 years, maybe more pre-orders than that. And those pre-orders are probably going to be more solid. Like, they're, people pre-ordering now, there's a lot of people pre-ordering that might have just wanted to get in line, but pre-ordering from here on in, I think those people are more committed personally. But anyway, I wanted to put that's number 2. Number 1, let's see, Tiago Munoz. Okay, sir, I am Brazilian and I am living in Australia now. Your video made me order this truck. You've got one more subscription. Cheers. And obviously you can see why this is number 1. This is why we started kind of doing this channel. I wanted to be on the right side of change. Wasn't like trying to be some YouTuber making money and all that stuff. I just wanted to be on the right side of change. You know, we already bought our EVs. We have 2 EVs in the garage charging up. They don't even charge all the time. We charge them once in a while, whenever we need to. But, I mean, just being on that side of it, I mean, if we could get solar panels, we would probably get the solar panels, but we can't in the current location. So that's out for now. But I guarantee we're going to get solar panels on our next house. That's almost a given. So anything that we can do to be on the right side of change, that's what we wanted to do. You know, so I am going to give him a free product from our thing. Number 1 comment, I'm going to give him a free product, shoot him a message or whatever, and give him a free product from our store. And that kind of brings me to the last thing, which was we started a Patreon thing, which I didn't really know much about, so I just kind of threw it up. But I just wanted, honestly, more to give away stuff than I was more concerned about trying to monetize the site or whatever. I want to give away some of the products and kind of show appreciation to people for, you know, being involved, being, you know, subscribing and liking and in the Patreon or whatever. I wanted to give away. So we just did a beginner's luck, lucky patron, and I don't need luck patron for like $1, $3, and $5 a month. That way, the first one we're giving away a free product to entry into a giveaway for every single person gets an entry into a giveaway for a free product. And then we'll do 10% off of any item from NTJ, New Tech Junkies, on eBay or Amazon. So you can just go through the list and see anything you want. So we don't want to just give some random t-shirt or something that somebody might not want. They can just go through the store and say, oh, that's cool. I'll take one of those charger cables or whatever. So, and anyway, so we wanted to do that, make it so that, you know, anybody can select what they want. And then the second tier, we're going to do 20% off plus a free monthly entry just for the lucky patrons, so we can give them a bundle, like bundle pack of something that's all kind of a similar pack. And we'll have like a bunch of different bundle packs for that. And then the $5 one per month would be the I don't need luck patron will be 30% off, which is basically free. Because, I mean, free as far as a giveaway for us, because we make nothing. We're not going to make any money at that at all, because that's basically our profit margin. So if we're at 30% profit margin, we're just giving it to you guys at cost, because we want you to, you know, have the product. It doesn't matter. We just give it to you at our cost. We can do that, you know, and you get into the monthly giveaway, and you get into the bundle giveaway, and personalized shout out, your comment and discussion, kind of like how we did the comments here. And then, the last thing would be specifically like tracking your specific stock. So if there's a company that you wanted to track, you know, and do the analysis on, we can make that video and put it on the Patreon. So that'll be on the Patreon side only, to where you can access that. And for anybody, so anybody on those on that level will get access to any of those specific stocks, you know, whether it be Uber or Apple or Google or who cares, whatever stock it is, it doesn't matter. We'll do a breakdown of it, post a video for 3, 5, 10 minutes, and go into depth, as much depth as I know specifically, because I don't know everything about every company. But I mean, it's pretty easy nowadays to do your research on what companies are doing, what they're doing in the next 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatnot. But anyway, so, and like I said, I just wanted to more or less give away stuff. But if you subscribe to that, that would be great. But anything, or just any subscribing, or liking, sharing the content, that would be great on that. So let's see what happens. If it breaks up, if it breaks down, if Tesla moves one way or another, I think we're going to know within a few days. So I'm currently out, like I said, and I'll let you know when I get in or out or do anything on certain stuff, what I do personally. So I just wanted to go into that a little bit more detail and give you a stock update of that inverted flag pattern that you can see again. And these are common things, and this is why I said you guys need to learn these. See it. See these things ahead of time. So on whatever stock you're tracking, look for these things. Look for these things, and it can help you buy in for a little cheaper, even if it's only a couple dollars cheaper. Or, you know, if you can lose less money on the downside, that's a better thing. You don't want to, you know, be destroyed by all the traders who are doing this every day. They're just shearing sheep off the general public all the time. You know, so I'm just trying to do things that kind of balance the playing field a little bit. I hope you guys like this video, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, I'll keep you updated. Take care.